I've already done a silt or sediment map overlay into Google Earth here. This is Woodstock Dam up in sort of northwestern KZN. I've selected this little section here. It's quite an interesting section, but let's just quickly run through it and see what we can identify here. One of the first things is, it's so easy to approach a point, let's say like this. You're driving along with your boat and you see this point, you think, oh, there must be some really interesting stuff here. But just one very quick glance at this with the sediment map in here, there's nothing here. There's absolutely nothing that will draw these fish onto this big bank here, other than maybe that little road there. Look, I'm not saying it's not worth going and having a look, but this certainly wouldn't be one of my primary areas to start off at. You would probably be better off going around the corner here. And without the sediment map, you wouldn't know that the Tugela River was actually running so close to the shoreline here. I mean, here's the Tugela running here, and it's right by the shoreline here. And you see this here? There's a little funnel point of sorts coming in there, a little channel. That would really be worthwhile looking at in this area here. But if you are on a boat and looking up at this bank, there's absolutely nothing on the shore that would tell you to look at this area. So this would definitely be a case of creating putting a place mark here, giving it a name. Can be anything, spot number 1, whatever. It doesn't matter, and then save this to your Lawrence unit later, or to any unit for that matter, but just save it as a waypoint and go and have a look at it. But there's a lot of things. Some places will be quite obvious, like for instance this here. This is another good spot to come and have a look at. Let's go across the bay here. This is an area I'd like to show you. Again, this point here, it's not really a point, but this area here looks plain, like there's not much happening. If you drove past here with a boat, you'd think, there's nothing going on there. But I mean, look at this. Look what's actually in the water here. Just around the corner up here, you've got massive erosion. So you've got very deep channels here, running all the way up here and into that little bay or that little nookie there, and you've got this erosion taking place and even feeding right up into here. But once it hits the shore, it looks very subtle. You think, no, there's not really much happening. But this would be another very, very good spot to come and have a little look. So I'd definitely put a little place mark there, call that spot number 2. Something along those lines. This would also be a very good spot to come and have a look at, particularly there and there. I'm not going to put all the waypoints in now, it just takes too long. But as you come down here, there's this road running in here, and then there's a whole are there kraals here and ruins, and there's a lot happening in this area here. So I would create trails or add a path. I would draw something in here like that. Make a little V, go back again, follow that road, go down, even back over it again, back over that way, and then save that. Give it a name, call it track 1. So that it's got a name, and that type of information you can also export and put onto your GPS and follow this very, very accurately. I would create waypoints of these old buildings here. There's some more channels running in here. I'd mark this area. That road goes all the way up here. You could have even extended that line up along here. You mark that. Mark this here. This is very close to the shore. Go over there, go over it with your sonar, see with your side scanner, see if there's anything still there, see if there's any isolated structure or cover on it. This is a key area. There are just so many spots here. And then right on this corner, where you've got this very deep water nearby, you've got all these buildings and old ruins and what have you all along the shore here. So again, I don't see anything feeding up to it, but certainly it would be worthwhile going along this area, having a look, maybe coming in through that channel there and approach this big point. There's obviously a big hump here. As what you've got this point here, there's, most people would follow this out and say, oh, there must be stuff out here. This hump obviously carries out this way. But as you can see, it doesn't. It doglegs off to the side. And this would be the spot right there. In fact, that, I'm putting a waypoint on that because that is something I'd really personally like to go and have a look at. Yeah, so it's actually endless, looking for key unique structure. I mean, it's all over the place here. Things that really, some things do stand out that you would have noticed from the water with your boat, but there's just so much that you wouldn't know. All this here, these deep cliffs here. Here's a serious cliff, and you've got the shoreline right here, right on this very deep ledge here. It's even got a little funnel. It's not quite a funnel, but it's got a little bit of an inlet there. I'd follow that up. There's just so many spots. Okay, this becomes a little bit barren. I don't know if I'd spend too much time in an area like this, really. But yeah, you get the idea. So just basically a summary. Using your Google Earth is great, but once you put an overlay, a sediment map overlay on top of your Google Earth, you've just got a whole new world that opens up to you. And without even going to the dam, you've never been to the dam in your life, you can identify some key structure that would otherwise have taken your average angler or yourself months, if not years, to actually get to know. So yeah, good luck. I hope you guys enjoyed the short clip.